Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix qualifying session. I am Kenny Charter. I'm joined, as usual, by Kevin Karstein in the booth. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello. Welcome back to the Hungarian. Welcome back. It's very hot here.
We're
30
welcome back.
33
It
degrees.
is. It was very hot yesterday. It is no longer. It is no longer today. It's a completely different story. It's still very hot in the booth where we are sitting because yesterday, with over 35 degrees and the sun, even the airco couldn't catch up. Today, well, I hope people won't get sick because weather is more like what we had last week in Spa than what we had yesterday and what we will have tomorrow. We will have a rainy qualifying here in Hungary.
Yeah, I hope you all are ready for this because this session will be interesting because it's rainy and this can shake the grid very much up. We have seen that happening.
The strategy will be very important when it comes to the ideal moment to get out of the pit lane um, and go for a flying lap in the best conditions. Reading the weather will be paramount. Currently, we're being reported between 3 and 4 millimeters of standing water on the track and at some spots, which is just below the recommended full wet tire window, meaning all teams will at least try to come out of the pit lane with the inters.
They are all coming out instantly.
And by the looks of it, it looks like everyone is indeed doing that, and everyone is coming out of the pit lane from the get-go. You don't want to waste time in this type of conditions. You want to drive maybe even more laps than you would do normally on dry conditions, because you never know when that could slightly improve or not. And also, drivers need more time to learn the track conditions as well. So I guess most drivers will drive 3 laps, if not even 4 or 5, under these conditions. Warming the tires will be somewhat of an issue today, as this track usually in qualifying makes you struggle a little bit with tire heating, and even more so with rain tires, as the asphalt is a lot cooler, as you can see, as you could see earlier on with the weather display. It is 25 degrees approximately here in Hungary, so 10 less than yesterday. A very breathable day compared to yesterday, where some drivers complained. Well, the free practice sessions were moved an hour later than the usual schedule. For that reason, we're waiting for the sun to come down a little bit, and some drivers were still complaining at the end of the session that they were absolutely dried up, and
Yeah,
and
30.7 is
it
the
really was
best.
a physical test.
32.3 by Quartigevo. So Quartigevo is very slow here, which is very interesting. But 30.7 is the best one.
We're
We
seeing
have
the
seen
first
30.6.
sector times indeed.
Yeah. We're seeing drivers
Some
making
drivers
mistakes.
probably struggling. A lot of gaps. You're seeing the sector sheet on the left side of your screen. We have a 30.5 as the best first sector. Lucas Wright seems to be on a pretty good lap. The Ferraris are, according to the latest, let's say, impressions from the team, from the paddock overall, are looking to be favorites on this track. Um, it's a track that suits Ferrari's qualities pretty much ideally. Um, so expectations are high for them, as any track where top speed is not really a requirement um, is, by a matter of fact, a good Ferrari track, and under wet conditions in qualifying even more. You can see they have the best two times at the moment. Looking for the same in about 40 minutes in Q3. Robin Keisner with an excellent time as well. These conditions could also suit Kick Sauber as well, and in general, teams that are a bit a bit less dominant in general might take advantage of conditions like this if they manage their package well enough. On board with just Nathaniel now.
Crashed
Um,
in FP1 here. Spun into the wall. Right now.
Indeed, Nathaniel had a mistake in FP1. Well, conditions today are completely different. Yesterday, Josh. Well, I could see him after FP2, and I could see that. Well, I could hear from him. He told me, even from an Aussie, uh, that it was quite uh, quite a struggle with the heat yesterday. So that tells a lot about the conditions from yesterday, with 35, 36 degrees and no wind at all. Today there's a bit of wind. It's gonna come from actually into the front wings of the cars on the home straight. So if that gives you an indication. But there's a lot less wind than there was in FP3. You can see the rain falling pretty much straight down onto the ground, meaning there isn't much wind at all at the moment.
Yeah, Mondragon will be the first one to go out in the second lap.
Already out for a second lap. Is it possible to run 4 flying laps? That could be a possibility, and we haven't seen.
This track isn't
We
long.
rarely see that these days, but we haven't seen any driver trying 2 or 3 flying laps in a row with a fuel load.
No, they are all always pitting after the first lap to get some fuel and to cool the tires down. But we don't know what the strategies are with intermediates or wets. We might see today wets, we don't know yet, but it was forecasted. For practice at least. And
At
yeah,
the
everyone
moment,
is
the
coming out.
rainfall remains fairly stable.
And Cortega is a long way ahead of everyone, so he gets a lot of clean air.
He's gonna have a clean track, which is first and foremost the most important thing around this place. Hungary, historically, and in all racing series, has been the one track, with Monaco, of course, where the traffic is the most difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
In fact, besides the home straight, it's a nightmare everywhere else on the track. I, I like the place here very much, but the track, I must be honest, is no longer that suitable for modern racing with these car sizes and speed. And Hungary it's an it's an odd track, really. It will be different in the race than in quali. but it's already an issue in quali for traffic management. Um, in the race, obviously, it's very reliant on the DRS zone on the home straight and between turns 2 and 3. Um, and it's and we can see some fun moves in those turns, but the rest of the lap is basically impossible to fight on for the major part.
Yeah, it's called Monaco without barriers on a reason, and we have seen that a lot.
It's it's called Monaco without barriers for a reason. Well, there are barriers. Don't get me wrong. There are barriers. They're just nowhere near as close as they are in the Principality of Monaco. Um, on the screen, it is, I believe, Verhagen with a flying lap
Not
of
very good.
enough quality for him to move up the standings. So not that much. Sardinia with an excellent sector 2,
Some back
looking to
improve.
improve. Michael Zwart with a promising lap as well. And pretty decent. Fifth position for the Dutchman. Springfield will not be able to improve. Casino is on a decent lap.
Casino, of course, is no longer a rookie on the grid because he has now raced over a year at this point.
Indeed. He's got some experience now under his belt, and he's looking now to complete his first complete season by the end of this year.
Nathaniel
There were
Van der
rumors
Steen.
concerning him potentially moving to another team, as a few teams may have expressed interest in him, but well, those rumors are not confirmed neither by Casino himself nor by any team that have been asked about transfer rumors recently. So it is a story to be followed later on.
Daniel can't improve his first sector, but Van der Steen does improve. Lucas Wright is out of qualifying again. It's not looking good for the Red Bull.
At least currently, there's plenty of time to record a third flying lap. Conditions remain fairly stable at the moment. So we will be seeing.
The rain is. We have heard from the race control that the rain is getting lighter in the few minutes time.
Getting lighter in a couple minutes. That could be interesting for some late runs. The standings could be shaken up quite significantly.
Everybody has pitted, apart from Van der Steen and Nathaniel, who is still out on an in lap. We have 5 minutes remaining. The rain has lightened up a bit. Yellow flag. Waved for the orange car, Nathaniel. We are seeing the replay now. What happened with Nathaniel?
With a spin without any gravity, fortunately.
Yeah, but the track was empty, so everything's alright. So no worries. He wasn't on the lap. Nobody was on the lap, so he's beating anyway. So everything's correct.
Could be maybe a bit of concern for the floor or for the tires, but I don't think any damage to be reported. These cars are pretty sturdy these days.
So we get our final outlaps then of this qualifying 1 session.
And I believe Sardinia came out of the box pretty early, I believe.
Yeah, followed by Lucas White.
But we're being informed that by the end of the session, the rain will intensify again. There is a patch of heavier rain, grade 3 rain, that will that is approaching the track. This is a very short calmer moment. In fact,
Is this the right choice?
it's going to intensify again in a couple minutes. So it's now a race against the clock. And you can see that the cars are now coming out of the docks.
Yeah, they are. Is it the right choice to do so now? I don't think everyone is coming out. I think the top 5 who are eliminated will come out. There is now more cars on the track, so everyone is coming out still. Yeah, everyone is coming out. Everyone has started their cars. We can see that.
Oh, everyone rushing out of the pit lane. Everyone realizing that the conditions are improving.
Let's
they
see.
need.
We will see now Lucas Wright's car. How much traffic will he get? Going to turn 1.
And I believe he will be ruined.
No, he just got.
I think that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I don't think so, because in minutes time we can see the clouds are covering over now and the rain is intensifying. I don't think this lap will work for anyone. Sardinia is actually
Rain is already approaching sector 3.
Yeah, it's over the pit wall now. We can see the pit wall. There is more rain.
Well, in fact, the home straight indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Wind slightly coming from the left of the home straight. Rain is approaching from that angle.
And Sardinia.
It isn't that heavy, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems, but it isn't.
It's maybe missing the track except the straight, to be honest.
We're going to the straight now. We are gonna see
from Lucas Wright's onboard, at least, we're seeing the track conditions seemingly improving.
And Lucas Wright did improve, but only 16th. Not looking.
I am afraid that's not gonna be enough.
Afonso Casino now on the lap. We have a yellow flag for some reason. Don't know what car is stopped.
And there's gonna be
and we have a replay.
A huge train of cars
Maradona
behind.
On the screen.
I don't know. Is it on the flying lap? I believe so. The lockup for Maradona, unfortunately. That's the end.
Yeah, he was on
of the Q2
lap.
hopes.
He was on the flying lap.
Indeed, had a decent first sector. Casino with a good sector 1. Sam Fact as well, who is right ahead of him. Verhagen has also a good sector 1. And look at all the cars currently approaching turn number 6. There's a train of cars following each other.
Xiaolei taking the first corner.
With the purple.
Yeah, Xiaolei taking it.
And there's a little bit of slipstream involved in sector 1, much less in the other 2 sectors. Verhagen with a pretty good sector 2. And the best time currently, Sam Fact improves the time by 3/10. Van der Steen with a 21.8. Casino improves with 21.8 as well. Nathaniel now about to cross the line. Everyone is crossing the line and improving their times. Swanson improves, Nathaniel improves, Nick Bayer also in a pretty good lap, but Zwart, Tef, Keisner, Egan are all improving. Everyone's improving at the moment. Zaule, despite the purple sector 1 did not improve the other two sectors, still improves his time.
Both Racing Bulls are out.
Everyone's improving, and at the moment both Racing Bulls are out in Q1. They came out of the pit lane early and they are not rewarded. The better call was to come out of the pit lane later, and most of the cars that did so improved their times better, and Racing Bulls are out in Q1. What a shake-up, what a...
And Jack Def, topping position.
An upset.
Are back.
And Williams tops this session 1. Of course, with the changing conditions, it doesn't really mean anything. By any means, it doesn't mean that Racing Bulls are slow. They came out of the pit lane early and they probably got some slower traffic that cost them time in Sector 2 as well. And Lucas Wright will be dead last on the grid.
Again, Lucas Wright struggling. Not looking good.
Jack Teff, Aaron Egan, top 2. Robin Keisner with a good time. Michael Zwart and Wesley van der Steen from Mercedes are through. Both Haas are through. Both McLarens are through. Sarah Springfield for Aston. Michi Mahadona and both Racing Bulls as well as Lucas Wright will miss Q2.
And we are back on track and we are seeing heavy rain for qualifying 2.
Indeed, there was a very intense shower during the break. And remember the heavy rain that barely missed the track? There was another patch of rain visible on the radars that would come 10 minutes after. And in fact, we are a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the end of Q1 and about to resume with now much different track conditions than earlier. Yeah, you're gonna have to send
some fact on an out lap. Who else is on an out lap right now? It's Billy Verhaeren.
Verhaeren also out of the pit lane. The conditions are expected to improve in the next 10 minutes. So I don't know if there are any teams that will even try a flying lap now. This track is certainly not going to remain as wet as it is right now. Look at how wet it is.
Yeah,
with
the Pirelli logo.
The Pirelli ad signs just reflecting on the ground. The side lights reflecting on the ground.
They're the only two out on the track, everyone else is not coming out. They are probably waiting until the rain is calming down. So, Sam Fact, oh, a spin.
Oh, a spin from Sam Fact! And a yellow flag already. Those wet tires probably are stone cold and...
Yeah, we just went on board. Tires are cold, and that's probably...
Some people would say it's tire warming for professionals.
Yeah, we saw that in Bahrain. with Sardinha, who put it on pole. And another one, Philip Verhaeren locks
And
up now.
Verhaeren also locks up at the end
So it's
of
not
the straight.
so it's not the time for full wets. We're seeing the replay now of this lockup. And yeah, the tires are not ready.
And he's even lucky to not have spun there.
Yeah.
Straight into the wall. He controlled his car pretty well. And there's a lot of water down the end of the straight because it slopes down towards the wall. So the more you approach the wall, the more there's water there. And you can see both drivers canceling their flying lap attempt.
Yeah.
They're not pushing.
Yeah.
They aren't pushing.
Are they taking another lap to warm their tires? Or will they pit now?
Believe they will just
they
pit.
are pitting, yeah.
It's just
So
yes.
This is not the right
The track will
yeah, right
the track will improve. There's no point.
And everyone right behind them is coming out.
Everyone's coming out with inters.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna
Everyone's coming out at exactly the same time. It's gonna be insane. Look behind with see behind Swanson with that angle of camera. We could see the mayhem. Wow, it's a formation lap before the Grand Prix. Look at all the cars. All the teams decided the same thing. It is time to come out of the pit lane. The track is improving, and we don't know if it's gonna keep improving much longer.
And we can see how many cars are out there. They are all out. Interesting choice for the teams.
And as the track is drying up quite fast now that the rain has almost stopped, we will see maybe the cars that are at the back of that train will have drier conditions because of all the cars in front of them that evacuated water from the main trajectory.
Yeah, the two cars on the full wets too, so don't count those out.
The water evacuation from the racing line is going to be important, and I believe both Ferraris are in a pretty strong spot, as well as I believe Nick Bayer at the back of the pack. So Riley Swanson leads this train.
Leads this train of cars.
We have a notification from the FIA as the track conditions are evolving positively. So sector times, currently Keisner has the best sector 1. Swanson with a clear track sets a 28.6. Is anyone behind improving that? And looks like the dirty air is severely affecting the performance, as nobody's even coming close. So Swanson took a wonderful decision for this run to... Well, I believe the best choices are either all the way at the back or all the way at the front. And Swanson with a 24.7 definitely had a great decision. Teff with a purple S3 takes the second best time. And I believe Sam Fact and Philip Verhaeren will wait for the last minutes of the session to come out of the pit lane.
You want the best conditions.
So as it stands, currently are out both adventurers in wet on wet tires, Liam de la Cruz, Duarte Sardinia, and Josh Nathaniel. But this is bound to evolve from now on, as the track conditions are evolving fast.
Everyone is spitting. We're waiting for Sam Fact and Philip Verhaeren to go out for their lap. And we're waiting for
A little bit of a recap. A little bit of a recap of what happened so far in Q2. We started with a practically undrivable track early in the session. Two adventurers tried on wet tires, and those are Sam Fact and Philippe Verhaeren. And it's been now 4 minutes, 5 minutes that the rain has significantly reduced, and the track is improving, and even more improving since we had 15 cars driving full speed and clearing most of the water, of the standing water on the racing line. Track conditions are still improving. The moment I'm speaking, and we can see that this 24.703 times set by Riley Swanson might be beaten by a lot in the next few minutes. Sam Fact is out for another lap.
started with wets.
And he decided to come out earlier than the others.
Yeah, we're waiting for Philip Verhaeren for the intermediates run. Everyone is coming out now, but they are now spaced out. They're not coming out in a rush anymore. Now some fact. Let's see, Philip Verhaeren is coming out. Sam Fact will start his lap now. Can he improve now?
Verhaeren has chosen to follow the train, and it's, I believe, the better idea to avoid too much traffic. Is Sam Fact lucky enough to have some sort of a clear track? We'll see from his onboard. Left halo camera. See how much the car vibrates in this first sector. The 29.9. Sector 1, it's so much better than the drivers were doing earlier. Oof, he almost lost it in this turn. Into Sector 3 now. Sector 2 time to come. After this turn.
27.6.
27.6. He will set the mark for all the others.
And Sam back to the top.
And that is a 120.9. A 4-second improvement from the previous lap from Riley Swenson.
Jack Def on our screens. With the helicopter shot.
Def is improving.
Egan is improving.
Aaron Egan on a purple sector. Jack Def is flying now. 27.2 sector 2, that's mighty fast. Van der Steen also on a great lap. And in fact, the conditions for all the cars will just keep improving. It's a sure thing that the cars following this huge train will benefit from a racing line that is a little bit less flooded than the first cars. Aaron Egan crossing the line. It's a 119.9. It's a very good time. The first under 120. Liam De La Cruz improves that by 0.3.
It's a 119.6 for Liam De La Cruz. Now the track is getting better. Nathaniel up to P3. Michael Swart
and
is
Michael
out
Swart
of qualifying.
is out. He's out.
Sam Fact is out.
And everyone's improving their times at almost the same time as they came out at almost the same time. And as it stands, Afonso Cashinho, Philippe Verhaeren, Duarte Sardinia, Sam Fact, and Michael Zwart, Nick Bayer as well, will be the 6 eliminated from Q2. Is Michael Zwart no longer the Saturday King? Has he lost his crown for good? Going now to E2 Väisänen, who has survived this Q2 once again. Has Michael Zwart definitely turned into a Sunday King? We will later see this season if he manages to win the World Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, we have Afonso Cashinho, Philippe Verhaeren, Duarte Sardinia, Sam Fact, Michael Swart and Nick Bayer knocked out in Q2.
So, both McLarens are through, both Williams are through, and all the other teams have one single car in Q3, or no car in Q3. As far as the championship goes, Tef is in Q3. We should include Egan. Egan's in Q3. Väisänen's in Q3. Should also include De La Cruz, his teammate, is in Q3. Josh Nathaniel, trailing a bit further back in the championship, is in Q3. But Kevu, far back on the grid. Zwart will start from P14 come tomorrow. And I forgot someone. Did I? No, I did not. I mentioned Kevo, I mentioned Väisänen, I mentioned Zwart, Nathaniel, De La Cruz. Jason Roy is also out. So, fantastic operation from Nathaniel, Egan, and of course Jack Def, the championship leader.
We're back live. And we are
back live from the Hungarian ring. Conditions are fairly identical to the end of Q2. A bit more rain towards the middle of the Q3 session is expected, so I believe that the pole time will be set either very early on or later on.
Tomorrow it's gonna be all dry, so this qualifying session will maintain with the wetness, and tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be dry. Fully dry.
Tomorrow, indeed,
But it's very hot.
an anticyclone is coming around and will bring much better weather. Absolutely no rain expected tomorrow.
But it's gonna be very hot. 33 degrees Celsius. Jaulee now.
On board with Jaulee on his first flying lap. Could be the only one. Maybe there are two. 29.6. This is a strong sector one, I believe. We'll see with the cars trailing him. Van der Steen slower, Nathaniel's teammate is slower, that's a good indicator. Egan is slower on a pretty stable Williams car that's really reliable in these conditions. They're showing it this weekend. .27.3 for Jaulee, 27.4 Van der Steen. And Nathaniel is already 4/10 behind Jaulee's time. Could this be the pole lap that we just witnessed from the Chinese driver? On the line, it is a 20.025. It is a really good lap. Close to the Q2 marks, and the track is definitely more wet than it was earlier. Maybe it's going to be improved. We can see that it's already raining a tiny bit more than it was when the session started. Jaulee maybe looking to secure a pole position early on in this session. Lamb de la Cruz has an excellent time.
Riley Svensson now coming through the final corner. Let's see what the lap time is gonna be. Not only P6, Liam de la Cruz now, and then Väisänen. And we're waiting for Jack Def.
De la Cruz crossing the line, and he's second. Less than 1/10 behind. Eetu Väisänen dropped time in Sector 3. His time won't be enough to contend for the first row at all. Could he save a third position at the moment? A bit wide on the last corner, almost out of the track limits. He is 5th currently. And Jack Def with a delayed first lap is now having some less favorable track conditions.
.8 for the second sector.
You can see that it's really difficult to drive. The grip varies from turn to turn. This last turn is really wet, especially if you don't take it exactly uh, tight, and Jack Teff's time is the slowest, and he is currently in P9. So Väisänen currently, championship-wise, is having some sort of an advantage after lap 1 in Q3. Egan also with a second row start. If the standings don't move, is looking for a nice operation this weekend. Lambda Cruz in P2 as well. Now you can see it's definitely raining more than it was earlier. So I believe that either the grid remains as this, or the teams wait for the rain to calm down. And if it does so, they will have a decent chance on the second run.
Jacktef pitting for fuel, I assume. I don't think there will be a tire change. A little bit of silence on the track.
A little bit of a weather report, as we are 4 minutes from the end of Q3. It's raining less already, and it's expected to remain like this for a few minutes. Meaning that there's a decent chance that the track improves enough for measurable improvement to be seen.
Most definitely won't be dry, but it will be less wet, as we can say, but not enough to open the DRS. Of course, we're going to the summer break. This is the final qualifying session before the summer break.
And the final race for the summer break tomorrow.
Yeah.
All drivers have come out of the pit lane. 2 minutes to go. Nathaniel is the first to challenge this track on his second attempt, of course. Jack Teff's the next one. Lime Cruz the next one. and you can see that the cars have a bit of some more room um, to play their cards in this Q3, and you can see the sun is even shining on the far side. Could this improve not only the track conditions, but also the visibility for the drivers?
Yeah, it could be. It could do so. But the time will tell, because the track is drying out. You're not seeing anymore.
Sector 1's not improving.
Yeah, so nobody is improving so far. Liam Delagras isn't even improving. Jack Depp isn't improving. Riley Swanson now isn't improving. They're not improving.
The track
So
seems more wet than it was earlier. Nathaniel has a better sector 2.
everyone has a better sector too so
Jack
far.
Teff also has a better sector 2. It's
Yeah.
maybe better on that side of the track.
It might be the first
And
sector that
Josh
is too
Nathaniel,
wet.
P3 on the grid.
But is it enough
Is
Depp
Jack
now?
Teff able to improve enough?
Coming over the line now. And no improvement.
No, sector 3 does not improve.
And nobody's improving, it seems. Only
Not-
one that improved is Nathaniel, so the track might be too dry.
Josh Nathaniel with a miracle of a lap. Oh, Riley Keisner with a good sector 2. Wesley Van der Steen with a good sector 2.
Riley Swanson
Maybe
improving.
those who are later on their attempt benefit from some drier racing line. It's definitely
But
something to consider.
Yeah, but it's over. Van der Steen.
And
did
Van der
improve
Steen
little bit.
improves.
Robin Geisner.
Not
into the
enough. Keisner
second
takes
row.
third place.
So nobody improved. Only Robin Geisner, Nathaniel and Van der Steen. Nobody else improved.
And as a result, Jaule's first lap was enough to secure pole position. His teammate Nathaniel is fourth. Another first row for Lando Cruz, who has a revival in this season in qualifying. Qualifying's been really rough for him. But he is now on his fourth consecutive Q3. Before Austria, he only had 2. 2 in 10 races.
Yeah.
The last 4 consecutively.
Jaule
Lando
back
Cruz
on the top.
also finding some tracks that fit him and his car more, probably.
I think Monza will be the most struggling for Ferrari. But we will see what happens, because
Indeed.
it's the summer break after this. So we will see what happens.
And this was a very entertaining qualifying session with a lot of strategy involved. And big news from this Saturday, championship leader Racing Bulls failed to qualify to even Q2, leaving Williams with a golden opportunity to regain their leading position in the championship. Golden opportunity also for McLaren to cut the gap, and for Ferrari as well. That was it for this Saturday qualifying. Looking forward to tomorrow's race. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Kevin, as usual, for being alongside me. And see you tomorrow.